Yo, what's good, y'all? It's your boy Brody. Thank y'all for tapping into Broadcast Wrestling as always. And today I want to talk about the return of the GOAT, Mr. CM Punk. That's right. Tonight is a debut edition of AEW Collision live on TNT. And it also means the return of CM Punk. And as you can see, I'm very excited about this. I got my special made one of one CM Punk shirt. And this is a big deal, CM Punk coming back to AEW because um it just seemed like for a long time it wasn't going to happen. And for those who don't know, last year CM Punk got into it with some of the EVPs, the Young Bucks and Kenny Omega, after a media scrum where he pretty much went off on them and went off on the wrestling media and pretty much just spoke his piece on his frustrations and dealing with some of the negative things that have he felt came with AEW. And so, he was hurt as well, and all these other things came out, and all these other reports, and he's back and forth. And AEW decided we are going to create a show around CM Punk and let him be the face of his own brand while allowing the Elite to be a face of their own brand with Dynamite. And so I think that, I've seen so many different reports, so many different stories. I've heard many different talking points about CM Punk's return and, he's not selling tickets and all these other things. And the thing about this whole entire CM Punk situation that people haven't even talked about enough, in my opinion, is the fact that CM Punk rubbed the core fan base of AEW the wrong way. And the reason why I say that is because AEW, all elite wrestling was built around the Elite, which is Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. They are what this company essentially was built around in a lot of ways. And those who attach themselves to that brand, to that Elite name, that is where this company's core fan base is had. And when CM Punk pissed off that core fan base, he pissed off a lot of people because CM Punk coming back to wrestling after his 7-year hiatus was one of the biggest deals in professional wrestling in a very, very long time. Not just for the hardcore fans like myself, the knowledgeable fans like myself, but also for the casual fans, because I saw people who had no care in the world to ever watch AEW, but tuned into that Rampage episode where CM Punk came back and had his whole speech and said everything and returned back to professional wrestling. And so, like I said, this is a big deal, and people can say what you want about CM Punk, but the thing that you cannot deny about him is how great of a performer and how great of a professional wrestler he is, and how big of a star he is within the wrestling space and even out of the wrestling space to a certain degree. And the problem that I've started to see and I've started to have with all these narratives about, well, CM Punk isn't moving tickets, he's not going to move ratings and all these other things, is the fact that AEW decided to build a show around this person after they literally let the top stars, the people that this whole brand is built around, shit on this man, whether it is through the media, which I think is something that they are doing. I do believe that they feed a lot of these wrestling journalists this jargon to say and these alleged rumors and allegations about CM Punk for him to be looked at negatively, because we've only saw those sorts of things when things started to be moving in the right direction. And just the fact that they had to separate them and they weren't able to come together all as grown men and talk it out and hash it out, whatever issues they had, and be able to work together, it says a lot about just how all elite all elite wrestling has been ran and how things are being looked at amongst the people within that company. But my biggest complaint, my biggest gripe about all these narratives is the fact that when you as a company and you allow people within your company to constantly send out these messages shitting on someone, shitting on your top star, because people can say what they want. The proof is in the numbers. CM Punk provided the top ratings, the top buy rates for everything he was involved in AEW. And when you allow for people who this whole company was supposed to be built around and who the wider mainstream audience didn't gravitate towards the same way that I think all these hardcore fans thought that they would, when you allow them to shit on them, whether it's in media narratives and jokes and all these other sorts of things, it's going to backfire on you as a company. And that is what we're starting to see now with these low ticket sales. When you advertise a show around this guy who the behind the scenes people have kind of embedded your fan base not to like, it's going to be hard to get him back into the place in which he was before, and him being the top star in AEW. Because, like I said, say what you want, the ratings speak for themselves. CM Punk was the top star in AEW. I'm sorry to say it. I'm sorry to hurt all the elite fans' hearts, break their hearts, but he was the top star. And to me, he does have a place in AEW. He should be in AEW, should be wrestling. He should be billed as their top star. But the problem is just the way that they have went about this whole situation. They went about it in a way to where nobody's really going to win other than the people who can create the narratives that they want to create. And I hope that CM Punk, I hope that AEW Collision, I hope it does do well, because Saturday nights is a tough night to top the ratings, especially when college football comes back around, NBA starts back up, even NFL, because I think NFL is going to start doing more Saturday games as well. It's going to be a tough night to get your ratings up and boost them. But at the same time, I do look forward to seeing what the presentation is like. I look forward to seeing the different people that are going to be on AEW Collision, because it looks like it's going to be all the people that seems like the guys in the back, the guys and the girls in the back didn't like. This is where they're going to be stuck on, is AEW Collision, which is it says a lot. It does say a lot about the point that I made earlier about the way this company is being ran. But at the end of the day, I do hope that this succeeds. I hope CM Punk succeeds. I hope that he can stay healthy, because it seems like he's been hurt a lot. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what happens. I look forward to seeing how CM Punk comes back. Personally, I hope he comes back and heals it up after they leave Chicago, because the first edition of the show will be in Chicago, and he is the ultimate babyface in Chicago, like Bret Hart was in Canada back in the day. But I hope that after that, he heals it up and he really gives the fan base a piece of his mind, because truth be told, that is what we need. We need a return of the heel, big talking, loud mouth, asshole CM Punk, because that is the CM Punk that we all fell in love with, whether it was in Ring of Honor or it was in WWE. That was a CM Punk that we fell in love with. And I hope he's able to continue that and keep it going. And I hope that he's able to do it without the limitations that I think he had when he first came back to AEW. So y'all let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. Or do y'all look forward to AEW Collision? Are you going to watch AEW Collision? How do you feel about CM Punk's return? How do you feel about the whole situation with him and the fight with the Elite and all that sort of stuff? Let me know what y'all think in the comment section below. But please be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Thank y'all for tuning in. It's been your boy Brody. God bless y'all and peace.